Today, we're going to be talking about depression, specifically depression among college students. We will have 4 main points. First off, the neuroscience of depression, then description of the college student demographic, idioms of distress for college students, and finally, idioms recognized as depression. So to begin with, let's start with the neuroscience of depression. Depression is thought to be associated with improper regulation of serotonin within the brain, in addition to elevated cortisol levels. These are usually treated using SSRIs, which is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. One of the side effects of these abnormal or elevated levels is that the size of the hippocampus and the subgenual cortex are usually reduced, and this is connected to chronically elevated cortisol levels. Depression is diagnosed using the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders in the 5th edition, and they often require at least 5 symptoms to be present. Possible symptoms do include depressed mood, decreased interest in activities, disturbances in sleep, weight or appetite changes that are not wanted, and even suicidal ideations.
Moving on to the description of college students. Typically, they're the ages of 18 to 24. They're balancing academics, social life, and sometimes have part-time jobs to be able to keep up with their academic standards. Learning to manage time and responsibilities independently since they do not have the support system like they used to at home. They also are frequently dealing with the stress from exams, deadlines, and future planning. They also are curious about openings to new experiences and ideas. They're budget conscious because obviously everyone knows about the broke college kids. That means that they're living on a tight financial plan. And they're connected digitally, meaning that, one, I'm a heavy user of social media, so I know a lot of other people's are, and technology. According to the National Library of Medicine, a roughly high of 48.9 have seen a prevalence of depression among college students was found in this study.
Idioms of distress for college students. Idioms of distress are often referred to as ways people express and communicate their psychological suffering. These cues can be used to help detect when someone might be dealing with depression. Stress levels and depression are often linked, especially among college students. Typical signs of distress for college students, described in a study performed by Li Wei and other researchers in 2024, include feelings of anxiety, feelings of restlessness, difficulty sleeping or unusual sleep patterns, feeling useless, losing feelings of hope, usually towards their future, and inability to do tasks. Common idiom associated with depression. A quote by a college student explaining to a clinician what she has been feeling is, "Sorry, I'm really messed up. I have a lot on my plate. Like, I'm not your typical, homework stresses me out kind of girl. Like, I'm coming to you, these are my problems. This is what's wrong." In her statement, she says, in quotes, "I'm really messed up." When people attending college in the United States see or hear these words, they understand she is suffering mentally. If you were to say the same statement in another country or in another population, this might not be understood the same way. As college students in America, people often view and refer to mental health as messy or disorganized. This is because of the environment, culture, and social aspects they are around every day. This feeling of being messed up can lead to the feelings previously mentioned.
Idioms recognized as depression. As previously mentioned, some idioms of distress among college students could be anxiety, restlessness, or doubt for the futures, amongst other things. According to the DSM-5, losing feelings of hope for the future amongst college students can be described as feelings of hopelessness or low self-esteem, which are 2 key symptoms of persistent depressive disorder. Similarly, another symptom of persistent depressive disorder, insomnia, can be seen in college students as disrupted sleep patterns. These idioms helped us to identify these symptoms that were not clearly defined by the generalized college student population. Knowing how subtle these idioms can be, we can assume that many college students that are experiencing persistent depressive disorder may not recognize it as depression.